My name is Joshua Attat. I lead the team at Pneedles, and what we're doing at Pneedles is creating sustainable materials for the fashion industry, primarily from waste. So currently, we have 3 products in our pipeline. We have bottles and beads made from plastic waste, and then we have leather made from food and agricultural waste. So our core is basically to transition the fashion industry from a linear one to circular one by using waste materials that would normally be dumped or burnt, and using it to create materials that are affordable, sustainable, and actually they're functional enough to replace what the fashion industry is used on and now. I've been iterating before we got to buttons. I've been trying to create several products from plastic waste, and buttons just fell into the mix when I kept on asking myself. I think the question was, what was the easiest thing that we could do, because there were myriads of solutions, but most of them has its own complexities in terms of equipment, sourcing, different variables that come into making a product. So the question was, what was the easiest, simplest thing that we could do with the resources we had as at then and the pigments that were available, and buttons just made sense. That was basically just it, and then we gave it a shot. We pitched it to people, and we saw that they bought into it, so we went with it. So before Fashionomics, all we just had were called few products that we were able to sell into the market, but we couldn't really mass produce it because as at day we didn't have our own equipment. We were using someone else's equipment that we used to rent, and the challenge with that is that there are days you want to use it, the day is not available, the person handling is not available, just stories left and right. So when the Fashionomics funds came in, we were able to purchase our own equipment so we could control and regulate our production, so that way we could meet more customer demand and there were lesser excuses. So it really just enabled us to ramp up production and then gave us funds to be able to develop other products like the leather product that we're currently working on. But the Fashionomics program, what really stood out for me, the trainings were great, but the top 13 coaching sessions that we had with an expert was one of the major things that stood out for me, because it's actually, in fact, the insights from that session was one of the things that made us develop our tech product, which is the leather product. Because one of the questions the coach asked was, if she wanted to invest in this, what's proprietary to what we are making that someone else can just jump into the market and decide to replicate it if they have the same funds and they know, of course, the basic know-how. So with plastic, you can actually do that. If you have an injection machine, you can buy their plastics and start production. But with what we're creating with the leather product, you need to know what we know to be able to do what it is that we do. You understand? So that particular insight led us to go back to the drawing board and see that how can we create another product that we have proprietary knowledge around, the proprietary technologies, proprietary know-how, so that we can control that market as much as possible and have an edge in that industry. So that particular session really stood out for me. Working in the factory space currently, you see equipment, raw materials, equipment. So it just gives you that perspective that we've grown. Yeah, because I remember when we started, there was literally almost nothing in the factory because we were using other people's equipment. So the highest thing I had was just the raw materials and then conveyed to someone else's factory to go do stuff. So right now you can walk into a factory and I can actually see stuff going on. You've seen the investment, the result of what the money has done. So in 5 to 10 years, I would want us to be the foremost sustainable fashion brand in Africa as a whole. Yes, and I also want our names to be that whenever sustainable fashion is mentioned globally, our name will definitely come up. Yes, because we've been able to lead that movement. So that's when we see ourselves in 5 to 10 years. A big thank you to EyeCity Africa, Impact Lab Africa, and of course the African Development Bank for believing in our vision and enabling us get from the small cubicle that we used to work with, renting other people's equipment, so after being able to afford our own equipment. Like the big equipment at that back, for example, I can comfortably say that there are only 2, if I'm not mistaken, of this type of equipment in Nigeria as it stands right now from my research about it. So that's really a big deal, and it's because of the support that we've received from your organization. So I just want to say thank you, and I look forward to this getting bigger than where it is today and more collaborations in the future.